Hello, this video is an overview of Drupal. If you stumble upon it or watching the preview, then strap in because it's a bit of a ride. Drupal is a complicated content management framework, or otherwise known as content management system, which used to be the old way to describe it, but at some point when they went enterprise, probably they changed the framework because it really is a framework that you can build just about anything on, any SaaS product, website, whatever you need. Drupal has you. It specializes in the content management part of it, however. So if you are handling lots of content from many editors and contributors, Drupal is definitely for you. Now, it has a couple of great features, a lot of great features built in. As they highlight here, multilingual is a big one. If you've ever tried to manage content in many languages, it can get very hairy and complicated. And Drupal out of the box provides great translation, not services, but features. And of course, it's accessible, meaning out of the box, again, it works well with screen readers and other assistive devices and software, taking advantage of all the latest standards in the HTML spec. What else can we say? Well, let's jump right into take Drupal for a test drive. Last time I checked it out, it didn't work, but I just tried it out again and it's working just fine. You can click that link, simply test.me, or go to the website yourself. And as you can see, by default, it has version 10.1.0-beta, which is a little bit old, but that's okay. I just hit launch sandbox here, and after a few minutes, I got a Drupal site. So that's pretty damn cool. I like it. Now, there's also some other demos like Drupal Commerce, which is a distribution of Drupal, meaning somebody or a group of people or a company took it and started building their own features right into, Drupal has installation profile support, so you can customize it out of the box. If like these guys, you're dealing with commerce sites, then you can easily launch a ready to go commerce site without having to go through the trouble of using a vanilla install of Drupal like this one, and going through the process of installing and configuring all your modules, the theme, everything will be done for you out of the box. This is what Drupal 10 looks like, standard install out of the box. I suppose I can click this Drupal Commerce demo, and we'll leave that in the background for a sec and check it out and can actually illustrate for you what I'm talking about. So the software you need to get is free. What they're talking about here is the modules and themes that you use to extend. Now, Drupal Commerce itself, again, is really the Drupal standard install with a whole bunch of different modules already installed and pre-configured. The modules you can view and download from here, or use the command line, which when we get to that stage of the videos, you will be doing. Now, this is the project module page, and whatever you want, you would search here. So let's say you're looking for an SEO module. In search, and right here we have Drupal SEO Essentials. There's going to be a whole lot more SEO checklist, but for the sake of brevity, let's check out the first one. Drupal SEO Essentials. SEO Essentials is designed to be dirt simple way to automate installation and configuration of essential Drupal SEO modules. We'll skip the installation. As you can see, it's got some good weight behind it with level 10 interactive. They sponsor the module. And this one is very old. So that was a bad example. So Drupal 7 is not compatible with Drupal 10. However, Drupal 8 and up will generally, as long as they're maintained, will have a up-to-date version. Check the checklist. All right, so we have a recent release from the SEO checklist. What does this module do? What is it? The Drupal SEO checklist uses best practices to check your website. I can read over here. For proper search engine optimization. Now some screenshots. Now, I was better off looking over here. This probably doesn't mean much to you right now, but that is the screenshot of the admin. We're going to just jump into the themes now because we're going to go down the rabbit hole of these modules later. So themes, same kind of setup over here. I really don't know what. Let's just skip past the Bootstrap theme. But if you're into Bootstrap, this would be a good theme for you to start with in customizing your site. Otherwise, it'll look like that. Looks like there was no go on the e-commerce. That's a shame. Hopefully, maybe when you try it out, it may work by then. Anyhow, the themes. There's two different types of themes. The public theme you see here, and if we log into our Simply Test Me site, I guessed earlier before I started recording that the username and password is admin. So we are now logged in. And this is still the front end theme. But if we go to manage, say any one of these pretty much, this is what the back end theme looks like. If we actually go to appearance, we can see the list of available themes that comes with the default install, standard install. So Olive Arrow is the default theme that we look at in the front end. This is Olive Arrow. And if you wanted to customize it, you would create a custom theme on your own. There's the administration theme selected here, Claro. I must have scrolled past it. It's right there. Claro 10.1.0 beta. As you can see right there, it says administration theme. I don't want to close that. Now, I'm just going to close the theme part. We skip past it now. The underlying stack, of course, you're going to need a server and some software to run Drupal on. And for that, you need what is called the LAMP stack or any of the variations. LAMP being Linux, Apache, MySQL, and PHP. Now, those are not necessarily the exact software. What I mean by that is, say, Apache is no longer necessary when you have alternatives like Nginx, which actually begins with an N, but they call it the LEMP stack, L-E-M-P. The E is for engine. I don't know what happened there, but that's how it came about. Anyway, MAMP is like Mac, Apache, MySQL, PHP. MySQL, again, can be like MariaDB, for instance, which is a fork of MySQL. XAMPP for Windows, Docker for any platform. Lando is just a wrapper for Docker. I personally use what's called ddev, which is right here. And if I were to, I actually have a running site, ddev status. I don't know if you can see that, but That's what it looks like when you do a DDEV status. And here's the URLs that we're running. And there's my site, the DDEV site. And that's about it. That's what I was showing you, I think. Yeah, because DDEV is another wrapper for Docker. All right, so 2 code sets used by every Drupal site: code base and database. What they mean by that is, if I do an ls here, I'm glad I had this going and not the simple me.test or simple test.me, because there's really no way for me to show you the code base and database there. So actually, I'm just going to close that for now. We don't need it anymore. If you want to play with it, and you should, go to simply test.me. All right. Code base and database. So the code base, you can see, I should try to make it a little bigger, maybe not. Yeah, that's viewable. ls dash l. We got dash al for all and a list. So we have composer.json and lock. There's my DDEV folder. So not every Drupal install would have that. Editor config, get attributes, vendor, and web. Web is the Drupal installation. Right there, that's what it looks like in all its glory. You can see there's a themes directory, modules directory, profiles. That's the installation profiles I mentioned earlier. Sites is where, and they don't mention in this 2 code sets, they don't mention that user files, like when you upload a form and attach a file or something like that, they get sent to sites, into the sites directory deep in. Now, what they do mean, I guess, is just this is the code base. And if I do I don't have to, I have it open already. I was going to say DDEV launch -p. It opens phpMyAdmin. And this is just a GUI to look at your database. This is a Drupal standard install database. There is a lot of tables. As you can see, I was digging around the node directory, which there is none. No nodes, no content yet. It's just a straight up flat install. But that's what they mean by code base and database. And if you're interested, I'll just show you the second page of their tables. And there they are. So it's a comprehensive and well-structured database that will scale to any of your needs. Flexibility meets simplicity. I don't know about that. Drupal is pretty complicated. Drupal in action. Let's just say Drupal is awesome. It's been around a while. It's very well put together. It's written on another framework called Symfony with an F. Yes, Symfony, high performance PHP framework for web. I'm not aware of any other really comprehensive frameworks that other frameworks are built on, other than Laravel. Other than Symfony. And the reason I mentioned Laravel is also built on Symfony. Drupal and Laravel are both built upon Symfony. Say it again. Drupal and Laravel and probably many other frameworks are built on Symfony. Not probably, definitely. There is views. I don't know why they highlight it right there, but views is a way to pull records from the database and show listings, whether it's a page or a block. And we'll get into blocks later. How Drupal does it. Intrigued yet? Yes, we're very intrigued. Nodes, the secret to Drupal's flexibility. I already showed you the database nodes table there briefly. There's really no need to get into it right now, I don't think. Collaborative at the core. Yeah, a lot of people work on it all the time. Get started quickly, customize extensively. You can get started quickly. You're going to have to follow along in the rest of the course to be able to get up to that speed, because it is not easy. It can be quick, but it's definitely not easy to begin. The Drupal flow, the data, of course, the nodes, the content, the files, and that's what how people mostly know Drupal. Developers, of course, get to know it a little more intimately with modules, which we already covered. Blocks and menus are simply like they sound. This is a menu over here: home, my account, log out. Those are menu items, and you can easily create them in the menus area. Add menu or edit existing menus. We'll check out the main navigation. It has a home. So those were two different menus that we were looking at side by side. This one is the user menu. Now, a block, very simply, is what it sounds like. It's a block of content. This is a region, I believe, we're looking at, which is where blocks are placed. Here's a block. This is definitely a block, because it says right there, ID equals block Olivero site branding. So that's a block. It's a block of content. Just simply a block of content. Next, user permissions. Yes, Drupal is great at managing users and assigning roles and different permissions. So we only have one user right now, the admin, but we have a very, very granular and fine-grained control. That's the same way to say the same thing. We have lots of permissions that we can assign, and the more modules you add, this list will grow. The more custom modules you write and add permissions to, this list will grow. The roles, these are the roles: anonymous user. If we go back one, check out roles. We have anonymous, authenticated, content editor, and administrator by default. We will definitely be diving into that later. And lastly, in their flow, we have the template at the very top, and we kind of already covered that. This is the Olivero template, and you can, or theme, and you can create your own or use. That's why I said template. Templates are within themes. There's templates that drive every piece of this page. Many, many templates to create one page. Again, we will explore that in a later video. And that's about it. That is Drupal. And if you want to see just a very quick content, add content, let's say we want just a basic page. I'll say about us. This is the about page in the body. That was the title up here. Basic HTML, standard CK editor. We're going to save. And that's it. We have a basic page. Everything we typed is right there. And if we have another look at the node table, node right there, we now have a piece of content there. Now it doesn't have our actual body. That's in another table down here. And you can see the HTML. There's a paragraph tag. This is the about page. And that body format that we saw, it's all in here. It's great. Thanks for watching, and I hope you continue with the course.